we're going. This is No Gaming Scientist. This is Connor.
This is John.
We're continuing
back
Noire.
back in time.
I think this is our first actual detective case in the game.
Yes, this is our first one where we've moved to an actual detective desk. Not one where we're like overachieving.
Yeah, and we do have to, unfortunately, you and I, John, have to rewatch this scene because I decided to cut it because we didn't do anything here.
It's also just 2013 autosaves.
No, that's what I mean, though. I decided to cut it from the video.
You're on traffic.
So we get to rewatch
That being
it again.
said,
Next to the map.
Indiana Jones's autosaves are not great either.
He's an institution.
Yeah.
And that's a 2024 game.
Why couldn't they build a freeway that goes past
Yep.
my place?
They haven't even approved the money.
Which I'm just agreeing with because I haven't experienced it, but that's what I'm hearing.
Years before any of this will
I mean, I really enjoy that game.
Stefan Burkowski.
The third hub area kind of drags a little bit, mainly because of how they make you traverse it, but
Yeah.
He's an intense one,
if they
isn't he,
improve
Mel?
the combat ever so
The newly
slightly,
minted detective here,
and
Cole Phelps.
maybe
Hi,
improve the
Phelps.
map a little bit,
I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend
they
a
could
little
make
time
consistently
basking in
good
reflected glory.
Indiana
Make a
Jones
change
games for
from
like
busting
as
hookers
long
and
as
dope
they
fiends.
want that company to do so.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy
Yeah.
Earl, chief detective and advice.
Do they all dress like movie stars? Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of LA is his audience.
Hell
Oh.
yeah, call Roy
What's that
out.
supposed to mean? Stick with me, kid. You'll find out.
All of these people annoy me, but yeah.
Now some
I mean,
housekeeping. Warm Central
they're a
Division.
product of their
welcome
time. They're
Detective
all
Cole
awful.
Phelps.
Okay, I want to look up.
Some of you guys
Have you
may
watched the
know
movie The
Phelps. He's
Changeling?
the cop who broke the jewelry store
I don't
murder.
think so.
Changeling.
Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
Okay. Do you know what a changeling is?
If it's all right with you,
That's
sir.
I know the concept.
Okay. So there was a movie.
Phelps is one of only
Based
two
off a
serving
true
LAPD
story.
officers who received the Silver Star during the war.
And
Really gave it those
effectively,
lousy
a
Japanese,
woman's
eh,
kid goes
Phelps?
missing.
I did my best, Captain.
Why are you war heroes always so modest?
Some amount of time comes back,
Partnered Phelps
goes
with everybody's
and
favorite pole,
the kid's found again,
Stefan Burkowski.
or the
Yeah.
LAPD says the kid came back, but the woman's like, "Yo, this isn't my kid."
Okay, can it, guys?
Like they just like try to gaslight her into thinking it's her kid,
Good cop. He knows traffic inside and out.
and a lot of it's just the movie at least is a big like, and
And
probably the true story is a big like spotlight of like how corrupt and like ineffective LAPD is.
Patrolman called in a suspicious
Yeah.
vehicle. Signs of foul
Yeah.
play. See what you can find out.
Which I have a feeling they don't get into in this game.
Oh no, 'cause
Not
it happened 26 to 28, so this is well past that point. But I guess you can
Well, I
argue
meant like
even
the,
then.
Yeah, I mean like
The
the
corruption.
even talking about it in any
They
real
really
way.
pushed you through quick, didn't
I'm sure
they?
they're gonna do some
6
kind of
years
dirty
on
cop
patrol
story
before
because they
I
always
got this
do.
desk.
But
We're
like,
here in 5 minutes.
I'm honestly like I've played this game, but I've never completed it. So there are missions at the end and all the DLC I've never done.
Okay, yeah, I've played this game. I want to say 2 or 3 times,
You know this place?
but I don't remember all the responses. So we truly will need to be watching the actors,
I'll direct.
Yeah,
which is interesting because I see a lot of like actual, and this might be, I don't know, maybe the start of the trend of this happening, of like actual TV actors starting to show up in
We have to work together. Don't be so
games
touchy.
media and actually
Grew up in
using
San
their likeness,
Francisco.
Yeah.
Mom was a shipper.
compared to
Went to college in
previously
Stanford.
you just have VO
ROTC
actors and
for Reno
you
CS
just
Camp
have
Elliott.
a character designer
Shipped out in early 45.
designing all.
I think the
All the-
idea in this game was definitely like the tech was finally kind of there. It just wasn't feasible before this.
So you
Yeah,
won
and the
Silver
tech
Star.
development of the
I
tech
don't
was
wanna
like
talk about it.
expensive
Now
too,
let me get this straight. You
and that's
single-handedly
probably
killed
why
40
part of
jobs on this hill in Okinawa.
why the game wasn't deemed successful
No. You were up there
was
all
because
night.
it couldn't recoup the development costs,
Gun at the
and also we
Yeah.
talked about last time, the marketing was not great.
Yeah, the marketing kind of got a lot of people upset. I think it made it so it was hard to appreciate the game for what it is. And I don't even know if it was,
And-
I don't even know if it was marketing itself or just like hype, and they didn't deny the hype, right?
Yeah.
Like they didn't do enough to undermine it because everyone was like,
Leading the charge against you. I did my part.
Because
I-
even the openness of like
I kept the streets
the
of LA safe.
the detective stuff isn't really that open.
Now I get
no,
it.
no,
I think there's
no,
only
they-
really one case
it's-
where you can actually.
It's so
kind of
I'm pretty
affect an outcome.
sure they made a fairly like this is a fairly accurate street crime location. Oh, I can just go to street crime location. I didn't know that. Is that
Yeah,
new?
I never did that because it's like no, that was in base game too.
Oh. Okay, so because I came from here, I think. So they made a fairly decent map of Los Angeles from the time, but like
Mm-hmm.
it is still mostly a linear game,
Yeah,
which is
and-
kind of one of those things. Like you have this huge map to go through, but like there's almost no point
Sounds like you had it rough.
from my experience.
That's why
No one is saying you
partway
didn't.
through I just
I did
had
6 years as a
the
patrolman.
guy drive.
That's the third
Right.
I can
time
just
I told
focus on the conversations that are happening.
Yeah, I
'Cause
do like these
That was
cars.
more interesting.
I do like these
Go on
cars
through.
though.
Parking lot straight ahead.
I do think that if they were to come out with like kind of a retrofuturist designs for car, like hey, Hyundai wants to make more sales, even though they're perceived as cheap.
I did the right thing by calling this in.
Make some more aerodynamic versions that look close to these older cars, and I think you'll make a lot of sales. There was a concept design someone released for like a new Volvo that looked really nice recently. Now
Your first
that
case
was more
about
like an
the
80s
state
design,
for stumps.
a
You don't
redone
need
80s
to
design,
just
not
come
a.
Talk to me and
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do. Thanks, Stefan.
But it was cool.
You're okay.
Look, I like my practical car, but I
Yeah, that's definitely something where I'm like, maybe when I'm really old and I can have a lot of disposable income, which probably won't happen
Officer
because I
Hart.
will be
Traffic.
in public education
What have
again.
you got?
But
Abandoned
Um,
car, probably stolen. The solid citizen is Nate Wilkie. He called
Nate
I
in.
would
Wilkie.
probably.
What gives with the corner?
I think we posted this in
Blood all
person,
over the
not necessarily on
interior.
a recording, but like
Someone's
the most I would
copping
go
full
for is like
Broderick, but no
a
stiffness
nice
yet.
BMW, like an
You
M5
have
of some
an owner
kind.
for the car?
yeah.
Car is registered to an Adrian Black, just north of Bunker Hill.
All right.
I just don't think I'll ever want
I'll
like a
keep
full
Mr.
sedan. I
Wilkie
might be
talking,
okay with like
but don't make him
hatchback,
wait too long.
like
He's the
a
restless
small
type.
Subaru.
And that's
or
the thing is like,
Civic hatchback at some point, but I don't think they're making the Civic hatchbacks anymore. I don't think they did it well enough.
How long you gonna keep me here?
I know there's the argument that like, oh, SUV sedan versus sedan, a full sedan, like people think, oh, you get more storage with an SUV, but actually, if you
Victim
the
looks
storage
to
is
have
the
lost
same,
a
it's just
lot of
more
blood.
vertically oriented. That's probably true to some degree. I'm just a big, tall guy, and an SUV, mini SUV is just gonna be more comfortable for me in general.
Right.
Mr. F. Morgan.
Good old HRV, CRV.
I'm probably gonna go for a Rav4, if not for like a Highlander. If I want to go for like a slightly bigger vehicle, I'm hoping by the time I pay off my Kia, that like a more robust selection of plug-in hybrids are available.
I don't know why it tells you to use WASD.
Doc. Detective Phelps.
Welcome to Car Talk
A lot of blood for a blunt force injury.
with
From two men who know
Very bad
nothing.
way.
nothing about cars.
Any sign of a guy? Not unless he's
I'll
drunk
talk
or
your ear off about JRPGs all
I-
day.
So, I'm gonna say I probably know more than nothing, but not as much as like enthusiasts. Right?
I want to set expectations. I
Yeah.
I
I've wa-
know very little.
I don't know enough about like internals and how they work and all that.
Oh, absolutely
but,
not. That
oh.
picture,
that
That
picture,
smile.
That picture. I remember this one.
and that's where like the funkiness of the tech comes in. Is like
Yeah, it's also like it's
I
hard
think
to like actually tell. How do I? Adrian Black. There we go.
32 years old, married. Sounds like an average guy.
32.
What was he doing?
that man does not look 32.
They aged faster back then.
Well,
I'm joking,
Isn't
but
it-
not joking. Like there is
Yeah, because
something
there's the
to be.
thing.
There is something to be
There's
said
the
with
thing
like
now.
every man, pretty much was smoking,
Stenzel glass.
Yeah.
and a lot more people were
Home
drinking,
repaired by the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
like
and
a
not only that, but
lot
then
more
just-
aggressively.
There's still like heavy industrial work at this time. So like
Right,
you
right,
still have
and they're-
men working in factories and
Yeah, yeah. So it's
physical labor versus our generation. But I do find it interesting that like, and this may be something you mentioned before, but like,
Keep searching.
what was it? Gen Z looks older than millennials do. Like a lot of students still guess I'm in like my mid-20s, even though I'm in my oh
That-
god, I'm gonna be in my mid-30s now. But
that's odd. That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It is interesting. Now we're commenting. The
well,
relative
I
age in
think
video games.
I think part of it is, I think part of it is what you talked about, like with social media, younger kids are exposed to what I would argue like adult aesthetic. Like kids asking for skincare and
Have word with the witness.
Um,
It's not often we get
what
eyeballs.
is it?
on a case like this.
Oh, this guy.
Makeup
Sir, I'm Detective
and things like
Phelps.
that.
Name's Nate Wilkie.
Yeah,
Found the
and
vehicle?
Sure.
That plays a part. You
So
wanting
just
to
sitting
look
there.
more mature at a younger age.
Strange place to be parking your car.
yeah. I
Figured
mean,
I'd
as far
better
as
take a
yeah,
look.
and like the skincare stuff. I
And
mean,
saw
I
all the
honestly,
blood. So I called the police.
I'm unsure if that much is actually useful over time. I'm not sure. I don't really have thoughts.
I don't know. I do the bare minimum in terms of skincare. My wife wishes I did more, probably, but
There's definitely something to be said for some of the products. It's just I don't. My fear is like we learn there's something like really bad about some of these like new on the scene stuff that we've just never
Mind if I
looked
ask
into
what you were
enough.
doing out here?
Well, I work for the
And
then
people are
there's, like, a
smearing it on their
genet-
face since like the age of 10.
Reckon I'd take a shortcut.
that depends on it. I mean, there's also something to be said about like genetics too.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like Asian skincare brands. I'm like, but genetically,
How do I view Notebook? Is that tab?
tab. Yeah, most things menu items are tab on PC.
I probably should have been listening to what he said. I wasn't paying enough attention.
You fool.
Mind if I ask what you were doing out here?
Well, I work for the railway. I was on my way out to the switch and reckon I'd take a shortcut.
God, the railways in LA make me so sad. If
Because
you
they're
notice
just
when you're playing this
abandoned.
game, you have a ton of streetcar rails in the roads when you're driving. Because the airlines bought up all the railroads and destroyed the trains and then some. And the
Hell
car companies and shit
yes.
like that. Like they destroyed LA's rail system. LA had a very, very extensive streetcar system. I think he's telling the truth.
Did you see anybody else? in the
Robust,
yard?
one would
Maybe
say.
somebody hanging around the car?
Yeah.
Nope. I hadn't
Like
seen
we
a
talk
soul
about San
all day.
Francisco having
Boys
one,
turned
but
up.
like that wasn't the only city that had one. And San Francisco's is the
No.
only one that kind of survives.
Do you know Adrian Black, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. That ain't a name I'm familiar with.
I don't think he's lying.
I don't think so either.
You ever seen the car before?
Funny enough, I did. A couple of nights ago, it was
And
over
there
at
is
the
a piano
parking lot.
cue that will like let you know that
I
you
know
picked
most
the
of
right
cars
one.
that park here
I think it's that. Yeah, it's
so
that little
it
like
kinda stood
That,
out.
like, dun, dun, dun.
or whatever. I'm not gonna be able to replicate it while content's.
The wallet by the car. Was there anything in it when you arrived?
You accusing me of something, mister?
Hmm. I would
That's-
doubt.
I feel like that feels like a doubt.
It feels like he like riffled through it, but he maybe didn't take it. I don't know.
Do you want the patrolman to hold you down while we turn out your pockets, Mr. Wilkie?
Maybe I checked
It
inside
went
that wallet.
so quick.
Not that I was gonna
So
steal
high.
anything,
Yeah, doubt.
Maybe
That's
I
why
took
like
a
when you
look.
choose doubt, you
but
sometimes
there
get the
wasn't no
weird.
money in there.
You get some weird
Not
responses.
even change.
Yeah. Let's keep in mind what timeline this is and the color of this man's skin.
Yeah.
We found a steel pipe with blood on it near the car. Do you know anything about it, Mr. Wilkie?
No, sir. I went straight for the law when I saw the car was full of blood.
Which I mean,
I
in the
don't
year
doubt
we're
that one.
2025.
When you saw the blood, was it wet?
I don't know
Bright
if you
red
saw,
or, darker
but
like it is now?
Darker, I'd say. Look dry
What was it?
already.
Thank
an
you for your
Olympic
help, Mr.
gymnast
We'll
got
contact your
tased by
employer if you need
cops
anything more from
yesterday.
No, yeah,
You have to,
yeah. I mean,
I
it's not.
guess.
It's an issue
I can't
we
really
still
spend
live
no
with
more
for sure.
time over
Just
this.
Somebody's
you had
gotta
even
inform
less
the wife,
recourse at
fellas.
that point.
When you're done here, we'll head over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if they didn't want to believe you, they would choose not to believe you. So I understand being nervous when you're. Ooh, hold E next to a vehicle to make your partner drive. I'm not going to do that because that'll just make for a really tedious recording. This is the kind of game that you can definitely do, like have your partner drive and skip the actual. I don't know why it doesn't only lets me go there. I thought we were going to be able to go to a different location too.
620 Bunker Hill Avenue. You know where that is?
What the
Behind
fuck?
Bunker
Okay,
Hill.
thank you.
A couple blocks north of Central Station.
Yay.
So, what do we tell the wife?
See, streetcar.
Play it by the book. There's no stiff yet, so let's see how it plays out.
I do think there are a couple like novelty streetcars there,
Mm-hmm.
but like this
The game
whole
does
a lot
look
of this
slightly better right now.
does look slightly better. You think? Okay, so maybe my resolution was just poorly set before. Why would it go to the lowest resolution possible when I have these monitors? I don't know.
Someone got a little heavy-handed.
Well, that's the
Wrong
thing
way,
is like
Well, how so,
PC
genius?
ports up until
Where is
I'd even argue like 2020 were not very good.
And it goes wrong. You leave the body behind, not the car.
Which is
Especially
kind of
like console game, and especially think about this game, right? This is
Doesn't add up.
this is definitely we're aiming for our sales to be mostly console first,
yeah.
rather
sure.
than
Well,
you know.
there's like virtually there's not a ton of consequences for that except for your score at the end.
No, what happened?
Which again
Over on Lincoln Avenue.
really doesn't have any
This guy's
consequences.
driving along,
Yeah.
his oil light comes on.
Other than
Stops the
like
car and
bragging
gets
rights,
out.
I guess.
He pops the hood and
Which like
And
if you're at this point
got it. He's got his head
at my
up and
age,
checks the
if I'm
oil. The
looking
son
for
of a
bragging
Pacific
rights
Freight slams
and
into his car doing
how I
90
complete
miles
LA
an
Noire
hour.
cases,
Not
I
getting
might
no
have to
less more than a
reconsider my
mile down the
priorities.
track. What a pointless
keep
shit.
LA safe. Drive safely.
You'll get plenty of blood and guts and mindless stupidity.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have the wiki pulled up.
This
Not
is
necessarily for, like,
what year is this
but
based?
just-
The license to get behind the wheel of an auto.
I mean, I'm sure there's a piece of evidence that can time frame us, but I want to say it's post-war, so like 40, 46 to 48 is my guess.
This would have been so a Nixon sign would have been when Nixon ran against Kennedy, I think.
Let me look this up. Setting.
What I wouldn't give to have your power.
Circa 1947.
Don't worry, kid. Keep watching the master.
Oh, so wait, did he run earlier than that then? Am I just yeah, he ran a lot then. I forget how many times he ran until he finally got in.
Let me.
Rat bastard.
Uh,
Nixon was he set up a
He was
tape.
elected.
He set up a
He was
tape
elected
system.
to represent.
Sorry, go on.
Okay, so he successfully got in as House of Representatives in 47. So he just got
okay.
into House of Representatives in California.
So that's why he's California conservatives.
Let's go introduce ourselves. You talk. to
Then
the
he
folks.
became senator in
Shoulder
50
triangle stuff.
after his presumably first term of House of Representatives. And then vice president with Eisenhower.
Oh,
Immediately after.
I didn't know he was
that.
vice president with Eisenhower.
We have some bad news.
Me
We'd
either.
rather discuss this in private.
I'm Margaret Black.
That kind of
I don't.
Oh,
I
we
really don't
discussed
remember
this
much of
in
like immediate post
well, we don't
World War II
They don't
America.
they don't teach you about it very
We don't
much.
cover it. Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't cover it.
It's,
Like,
it's not very well covered.
I mean,
kinda-
they cover broadly Cold War, but like not specific presidents or anything. Like,
yeah, you kind
in
of
that
jump.
time.
You kind of jump over Truman's post-war.
Something was wrong when he didn't come home.
We believe your husband may be injured.
Okay,
Found a
we gotta
bite
pay attention.
on the scene
Yeah.
with blood on it.
Oh no! My poor Adrian.
Does the name Insta-Heat mean anything to you, ma'am?
Yes, it does. We've just had a new water heater installed.
Whereabouts, Mrs. Black?
Just outside the kitchen window. At the side of the house.
I'd like you to try and stay calm and remember everything that you can about last night. My partner and I are going to take a look around. When you're ready, we're going to have some more questions for you. Is that okay?
Of course, officer. Anything to help secure my husband's safety.
Yeah,
So
the faces always have this uncanny valley quality.
yeah, because like I said, it looks like the faces are just kind of pasted onto bodies. Because I doubt they did mocap
Yeah.
or like the animation. Because this is the point. Let me double check when this game came out. Now that I think about it. This game came out 2011. So
Okay.
like the only studios that were really doing like full on mocap for cutscenes and like, or this is the advent of like doing fully staged mocap for cutscenes. The most famous examples I think of are like Uncharted 2 would have come out by now. Because the first Uncharted came out in like 2006, 2007, somewhere around that frame. Uncharted 2 came out when I went to college. Or the year after I went to college, one of the two. It was like 2009 or 2010. This came out in 2011. But a lot of their tech really went into just the motion scan tech is what they called it, the facial recognition tech.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But one final thought about the other thing. One wild thing that you don't learn about, and I think there's a reason for this, honestly. Eisenhower is the guy who had a speech leaving office. His farewell address.
So who brought this home?
Now we can go to the bar or whatever.
This must be Adrian's.
Yeah, we found glasses on the scene, so.
Mm-hmm.
Separate bedrooms, separate pictures. What gives here?
Maybe this was their house before they were married, so they wouldn't live in sin.
Or
A used ticket to Seattle and a suitcase gone missing.
I think that the assumption is going to be something like a lavender marriage or something like that.
Oh, wait, go back.
Oh, I think it was just the cigarette or
Oh, did you already look at the lighter?
the lighter or the
Or is that matchbook?
matchsticks. Yeah, I already looked at those.
Can you open it?
Can you? Oh, yeah. There we go. I thought I'd already learned the location. Thank you.
R&I should have an address.
Eisenhower had the speech where he did the where's my phone? Where's the phone at? I'm gonna look through here first, though. Oh, I guess I could have looked at these here too. Cool. Anyway, he gave the speech about like warning about the military-industrial complex and all that stuff. But he was like basically the guy that started that. In 47, he said we need to combine the power of private industry and something. I don't remember the exact speech or whatever, but he like called for it. He basically said, let's combine these efforts to give us an advantage. And
Maybe it's time
8
to
years
take a
later,
look
he's
around
like,
outside.
oh no, look what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the heater.
Insta-heater flyer. What's the... Have hot water 24 hours a day. I mean, it is interesting to think about that, like, you would have had a very different... We've had, like, boiler systems in the past, I think, which would have been so fucking dangerous. Just thinking about houses having their own boilers is...
Lie down,
Oh, this is like an overarching story that
You're a friend of Courtney's.
doesn't this become like one of the main through lines?
Yeah, if there's any like overarching
Seems very
arc, this is
concerning.
part of it.
I have these visions. These blinding visions. I can't get them out of my head. My skull, it feels like it's in a
I
vice.
want to give you something to calm your nerves.
This would have been the time period that you had. Might have been like a decade or so after they started, but they would still had people like Aleister Crowley and his ilk running around
Take you on
doing
a journey.
things in
Journey back.
here, which isn't. I don't have really strong opinions about Crowley himself, but I think some of the people he ran with were kind of freaks.
That made you laugh.
So maybe we'll call him a freak too, but I think he had like at least some insight on his own. JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and all that kind of stuff. So I think they get into some of that, but I don't know if they treat it very well. I don't need that anymore. I do kind of.
Or I guess that would have been an alternate place to find that particular.
Is that just the match?
Clue.
Oh, it's just the match book. Okay, I thought I could pick up the cigarettes too, but no. I think that might be everything. I think I searched all rooms. You know, if only. What a nice little house. Got a little entryway. This is the jealousy of being a millennial in 2025. This house is very nice.
Operator, give me
And
one guy.
there's a chance that it was just like handed to them because this guy is probably a vet. Or somehow
Phillips
pressed into
Red,
service.
1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Needed address on a Kavanaugh's bar.
So whether he was actually a
Certainly, Detective. One moment.
infantry, he may have been serving in a factory that was commandeered.
South side of Union
Mhm.
Station.
Thanks, man. We found a receipt in the trunk of your husband's car for a live pig. This receipt was made out to an F. Morgan.
A pig? Adrian runs a tool business. That would be Frank Morgan. God knows what he's up to.
I'm not doubting her statement here.
I don't think so either.
What makes you say that about Morgan, ma'am?
He's the foreman at my husband's plant. A very shady character. I've told Adrian he needs to keep his distance from the staff. They're always out drinking together.
Your husband frequents Kavanaugh's bar?
How did you know that? Adrian.
How?
Because we found a
3 different matchbooks.
lady.
I'm sorry, I should have been paying attention to
Your
that.
husband frequents Kavanaugh's bar?
How did you know that?
Oh, we can replay the.
Adrian practically
Yeah.
lives there after work.
Oh, cool. That's true. There's no doubt there.
Yeah,
too.
I don't see any.
So Adrian spends a lot of
I
time
think when I first played this game, I got like overzealous with it, thinking I would have to
He's
doubt
been away
more
in Seattle
more
on
frequently,
business.
and messed it up.
Hmm.
Did
Okay,
your
here we go.
husband tell you where he was going last night?
All he said was he was going to meet Frank for a drink.
I also think that's true.
Yeah,
So nothing out of the usual.
that was true or doubt for me. That wasn't like
Mm.
because some of these feel like
Early
they're
for
trying to get.
He never comes home
Okay.
early. And he went out early too. He normally never leaves for the bar till about 7.
All right.
Mother's coming in tonight on the train.
Let's go to the bar first.
Yeah.
From Hollywood, it's Green Time. Ladies and gentlemen, the makers of Green Shampoo are pleased to present the Green Show.
Try making
making it to the next intersection without killing anyone. Will you do that for me?
Right as I run over a cop. All right. I'm good.
And yeah, I'm like, we're not doing that.
Since it has no like real advantage other than like being a completionist or something, it just doesn't.
You just get different suits.
Sure. Which, if I unlock like one or two better ones, I'm fine with that. But I don't need to be.
Yeah.
Where am I going? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that is one thing I would say is like the game has such a realized city without like.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for someone? You know Frank Morgan?
Without utilizing it.
Frank's a regular. He's a loner in the back.
Oh, he's still here. Okay.
Boy, that steak.
Frank Morgan? Cole Phelps, LAPD. I understand you're a friend of Adrian Black.
Yeah, I know him.
Are you aware that he's missing?
No, I hadn't heard that. Tough break.
We found Black's car abandoned in a freight depot, covered.
And this is the point in time where like
Nothing about that,
men,
Morgan.
after they get home from work, just go and drink their sorrows away.
I'm sorry to hear that. I like Adrian. He's a good boss.
Please, don't tell me you actually believe this jerk-off, Phelps.
What a good word, jerk off.
I'm gonna doubt that one. I think.
That looks like a doubt. Yeah.
I think you were in on it, Morgan. You
Oh.
went down there and you let Black have it.
Ooh, I'm a bad boy.
Oh, we
That's
fucked
the
up.
best you got?
Oh, that didn't. Okay.
When did you last see Adrian?
Hell, I don't know. I had plenty to drink last night. Things are a little sketchy.
Look at our notebook. Don't we have his matchbook? What's this guy's name?
Frank Black
No, it's Adrian Black. That's the guy we're looking for.
or Frank.
Kavanaugh?
Morgan.
Is it Kavanaugh?
Frank Morgan. Frank Morgan.
Morgan? Okay. Hold on. Look at the matchbook real quick. Okay. Yeah, just keep cycling through while we look. We can look at him too occasionally. Okay.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I'll go back to my drink. I thought cops had their own bar.
Didn't mean to do that.
Oh god. Does it not play nice with the controller?
No,
I don't know.
I have to deal with the Steam input stuff,
I
and
had plenty to
it
drink
doesn't.
last
Okay.
night. Things are a little sketchy.
I also don't have an Xbox. This is one of the problem with Doubt and Lie. They're too close.
Yeah. Let's view the notebook again. And just cycle from the top. Okay, down one.
Blood splashes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Receipt for a Live Hog and the blood splashes make me think like setup is like could be like a.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the lie?
Yeah, I think so.
Because the receipt was in the car.
You're lying, Morgan. What happened to Adrian?
I have 10 guys who say I was here the whole night. You think you can prove I was there?
Receipt.
You signed your name and left it on the slaughterhouse receipt, Frank. We couldn't have you colder if we found you curled up in the back seat.
All right. I helped him. He wanted it to look like his
Insurance
car got
scam.
hijacked.
Or he's running
Yeah.
off
Some
with a
dame up in
broad.
Seattle, and now he's got to go start a new life with her.
There you go.
Goddamn fool.
Where exactly is Black holed up?
No idea. I think he took off for Seattle.
This is the Notebook situation.
Train ticket?
Train ticket. Well,
I feel like that's a...
but he didn't take the train ticket.
No. But I don't think he's lying.
I'm tired of your shtick, Morgan.
Oh, there you go.
Or we take you out in the alley and we knock it out of you.
Hell yeah, LAPD.
He's waiting for some money to come through before he closes.
And
Address?
while some will still do this stuff, I commented Miranda rights before just because like
I think that's all.
this kind of stuff was
Thanks
more
for your help,
curtailed after the Miranda decision in some cases, especially in public places.
Yeah, so that was established in 66, so quite a bit of time after.
Yeah, and it has been reviled by a lot of people since.
I'll go back to my drink.
Mm.
So where are we going now? I'm sorry, I should have been. I think we just have to go to his apartment. These little corner bars in cities are kind of neat, though, I will say. God damn it. Where's my partner at?
Yeah, I feel like anyone who argues against Miranda rights...
I met some pretty good liars in my time.
They're basically entirely insufficient, but necessary.
Yeah, I feel like...
It kind of gets to the, like, ignorance of the law is no excuse of whatever, but it's like no one possibly knows the law. Like, most cops don't know the law. That's just a fact. Like, some detectives obviously will, but like beat cops who are normally arresting you generally don't know the actual law. There's just too much to know to be charitable, and oftentimes they don't give a fuck. So expecting like a random citizen who's just working as a fry cook to understand the complexities of the law in any meaningful way is absurd. Obviously, it's like if you're stealing, you're gonna know that's wrong. But it's like if you get weird parking violations, it's like no.
Yeah.
Or even like street vendors or whatever. Like if you're selling food on the street, like that kind of stuff gets dicey. I think this is where we see another. This might be a chase scene.
Let's check the place out. Come on.
Oh. We need to look at the
apartment 2.
I think he
Help you, gentlemen? LAPD detectives, Mr. Black. You're under arrest.
Look, I'm really sorry about this. I never tried to hurt anyone. I just needed to get away from LA. I won't put up a struggle. Just let me get my things.
Knew it! Phelps, go after him. I'll try and head him off in the car. Remember, the gun is the last resort.
Okay, I was like, are we going up or down?
It's just
also,
kind of.
This man is an Olympian. Look at this.
In a full suit.
Black, get back here right now.
Or Black in his like fucking sweater.
Yeah.
Oh, you could have. I think if you held shift, you could have
gone faster.
It's over, Adrian.
Yeah, that wasn't the craziest chase. They definitely get more crazy than that.
I thought it would be easier.
No, it just got a whole lot harder. Adrian Black, you're under arrest for conspiracy and fraud. We'll see what the DA has to say about wasting police resources on a wild goose chase like this.
You're gonna lose your wife, lose your job, and probably end up in the big house. I hope she was worth it, Adrian.
fucking broad.
Yeah,
That turned out to be quite some case, huh? Adrian, what an idiot. You got an arrest and a clearance in your first case, and in fine style, too. Well done, detective. Efficient investigation technique, good public presence. You keep that up and you learn from Bukowski here, you can go a long way in this department.
You might make a name for yourself in this town. And Phelps is hearing this, and he's like, hell yeah.
Clues found. Oh, so I missed 3 clues. Damn it. I didn't damage the
I got
city,
4
though.
stars.
But I damaged the vehicle. I damaged, like, a vehicle or 2.
You damage your reputation.
All right. So I'm going to call that 1 episode.
Yeah, I feel like a case a day, a case an episode is a good move. Unless,
Especially if
of course,
they
it's,
take
like,
this
super short.
If they take this long, yeah. So cool.
Mhm.
This is No Gaming Scientist. This is Connor.
This is John.
And
We're perfect cops.
Nah. Well.
No, we're not. We missed 3 things.
Later. Well, then
Bye.
we are. That's sounds about right.
It says we fucked up on Mrs. Black.
Yeah, I missed a clue that probably would have helped, but okay. Stop